Hey, I wanted to do this review from Stock Alerts Reviewed from Russell. He took my service for 30 days and he joined the alerts. And this is his honest opinion. He decided to be an affiliate after taking the alerts for a month. He's very interested. He learned a lot over the course of the month, and I believe he's very interested in learning how to sell option premium. So he runs a Facebook group. I would highly recommend that you guys join that. You can click on the link and you can join his group. Then he also has a Discord trading group. You can check that out there. And then he also did a video as well. So here's his review. If you want to enroll, then you can use this link. He wrote, after delving into David's service and getting to know him, I think that his strategy and service has great potential to generate significant income from selling options. It's a little different and outside the comfort zone. I'm mainly a stock trader, and the options trading that I do is usually limited to straightforward calls and puts. He joined my service for a month, and these are his honest thoughts. Former Wall Street investment banker, which, to be honest, I kind of regret. I was kind of forced into investment banking. Actually, that's not really true. I would say that I was guided into investment banking from my parents, but when you're told something at a really young age, then you kind of feel compelled to live up to your parents' standards and to gain their approval. So I guess I felt that by going to a good school and by becoming an investment banker, then I was meeting my parents and my father's expectations. So I do wonder sometimes how things would have been different if I didn't go into investment banking, because I really didn't enjoy it. He calls me intelligent, which I definitely appreciate. I think attitude is more important than intelligence, but I mean, I guess it's definitely good to be smart as well. Yeah, here's a review that I did about investment banking, and I've actually been contacted by a few of the people that I named in the video, and yeah, so that was interesting. All right, so yeah, I aim for 40% a year, a high win rate that adds up over time. And that's definitely true. I think that the win rate is very important, primarily because I really don't want to deal with stressful trades. When you put a trade on and you know that like 90 to 95% of those trades are never going to be challenged and that you're going to make money on it, it really reduces the overall anxiety. It's kind of like a set it and forget it mentality, where oftentimes you can make a trade and then once that trade fills, you can automatically, or not necessarily automatically, you would do it manually, but you can then submit a buy to close order to close out that trade at anywhere from like 50 to 65% of the profit. Or actually, once that option erodes, where it's trading at about 40 to 50% of what you sold it at, then it would automatically close because your buy to close order would fill and it would trigger. So I do like those types of trades because, as I said before, it reduces your stress and it also increases your win rate. 117%. Yeah, I would say that the 117% was pretty lucky, because remember that was in 2019, and December 2018 there was a massive volatility increase and the market had a very bad month in December 2018. So I was down in December 2018, and then January 2019 was very strong. So even though it counted, January 2019 counted for the whole year, it wasn't necessarily indicative of your overall returns, because I think in January alone I was up like 30 or 35% because I made money both on the direction when the market recovered and also on the volatility contraction. So I think from a normalized perspective, is it reasonable to assume that you can make 117%? Probably not, because if you even try to make 117% or 100% growth year over year, then unless you are going to experience a market which has very little volatility like we experienced in 2017, then that would be a great market where you can be very aggressive in your strike selection. But if you experience any type of volatility, like we experienced in 2020, then you might actually end up losing money if you try to make 10% a month or 8% a month. Yep, I send the alerts via WhatsApp. Tesla. So we sold a call in Tesla. We collected $5.20. Yep, that's what I try to do. A lot of premium, $520 with a 35% safety net that expires in 2 weeks. I would actually say that the majority of the trades that we make are about a B plus grade. If you see an A minus trade, then that's very good. And that's it's better than a typical trade. Yes, the grading system is subjective, just based upon my experience. And then, yeah, we close it out. Just a few hours later, we realized close to a 50% profit because Tesla decreased in price. Yeah, I try not to overwhelm with too much information. And here I provide my trades for the past 3 months or so. I'm going to try to do that, the look back every month. I'll try to do it. It's just hard. Now I sound like I'm making excuses, but I will try to make a look back on all the trades. I need to reorganize my priorities and do a better job of freeing up incremental time and dedicating more time towards making new content. Regarding technical analysis, I'm not sure that I agree or disagree with him, because I guess you can make an argument and say that I use technical analysis because a lot of what I do is based upon price reversion or my perception that a stock is overbought or oversold. And then I also couple that with looking at the VIX and look at volatility, because the VIX is a contracting index and it tends to be mean reverting. So even though price does not have a strong correlation to be mean reverting, I do tend to look at whether something is overbought or oversold. And I don't use any indicators for that, but I just rely upon my experience and my perception of whether something's overbought or oversold. And then I also combine that with looking at volatility. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I disagree with Russell about this. Regarding my thoughts on day trading, yeah, I mean, I think that if someone does day trading in a very disciplined manner where they enter great trades that have good setups, then I guess it could be profitable. I think, though, that many people are subject to over trading. And for me personally, when I tried day trading about 10 or 15 years ago, I would also get very anxious, because what frequently happens when you day trade is that you'll enter into a position and then it'll go against you in the beginning, and then you'll start, or at least, well, let me speak for myself. It would go against me in the beginning, and then I would get really anxious and then close it out. Where one of the reasons why I like options trading is because every trade that we enter, because it does have a high probability of profit, then it provides and affords you that large safety net where if the stock moves against you by 5 or 10%, then it's completely okay, because every option that we sell does have that built-in safety net where you have the ability to be really calm and you have the ability to wait it out, because you're going to make money as the option gets closer to expiring worthless. So yeah, I definitely am not one to disagree with his experience, and I respect that. And it is what it is. So I choose to sell options, to trade options, and he likes day trading, and we can mutually coexist. So the strategy requires a lot of patience and discipline. I would say I do have students who have less than $15,000. I have students with as low as $2,000, because that $2,000 is the minimum requirement for students to trade on margin. I will say, though, that you should not expect to make enough money to pay the monthly fee unless you have over $15,000, because we try to target around 3 to 3.5% every single month. So as a result, I think around like $15,000 would be the break even point where you would be trading enough money, or you would be trading and making enough money to pay the monthly fee. I do have a lot of people who have under 15,000 and then they join the alerts for about 1 to 2 months just to learn, and then they trade on their own. The alerts are not meant as an educational tool. The educational course is meant as an educational tool. However, I do believe that if you do have options trading experience, you can trade the alerts even with a small account for 1 to 2 months, and then you can incorporate how we trade into your own style of trading, and then you can trade on your own. So yeah, I definitely believe and agree with what he's saying, where you're not going to make money if you have less than $15,000, because paying the monthly fee is going to eat up your profits. That being said, though, you're welcome to join the 7-day trial and then you can cancel. So if you have a $2,000 account, whereas I do recommend that you join for 1 or 2 months in order to learn how to trade and then trade on your own, you can always try the 7-day trial, and then you'll be sent a cancellation link in the WhatsApp message. And then you could just simply and easily use that cancellation link in order to cancel the alerts before you get charged the monthly rate. I would also say that when you have a small account, it is going to limit the number of trades that you can make, because you are going to have to trade vertical credit spreads. Additionally, from a buying power perspective, then if you trade something like Amazon, it's going to eat up the majority of your buying power and you might not be able to make that trade. So it's definitely true that if you have a smaller account between $2,000 or $5,000, or even a smaller account below $10,000, then you might be limited and you might only be able to make around 30 or 40% of the trades that we make. It's true, I like to trade both naked options and vertical credit spreads. In general, I'll trade naked options when the VIX is over 20 and then spreads when the VIX is below 20. I agree with him where the naked options are definitely difficult for someone with a $10,000 account. I guess you could trade naked options if you are trading a low price underlying like Facebook or Raytheon or JP Morgan, something like that. But once you get over around $300, then it is definitely in your best interest to trade vertical credit spreads, especially if you have a smaller account, because it's just more buying power efficient. Pretty much it works because of the high win rate, and if a trade gets challenged, then you just have to make sure that when the actual volatility is more than the expected volatility, then you have a way of managing that trade so that you don't sustain a large loss. That's pretty much it. So you're going to win the majority of your trades, and then the trades that you don't win, you just have to make sure that you control the risk so that you don't sustain a large loss for the 1 or 2 or 3 or 4% of the trades that you don't win. Yep, instead of guessing direction, you're able to collect premium as long as the underlying stock trades above, below, or at a specific price prior to the option expiring. Yeah, it's really no different than turning yourself into an insurance company. Yep, that's true. You'll need level 3 or 4. Yes, we definitely do our best to roll and manage positions to mitigate risk. I do sell options that are far out of the money. Yep, I do roll the positions. I try to reduce portfolio volatility. I strive to earn consistent gains while minimizing losses. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking about with 117% earlier, where if you try to make 100% every single year, it definitely is possible where you're going to have some amazing years. But I try to reduce portfolio volatility and smooth out the returns so that you're not subject to the ups and the downs. Because from my experience, the losses hurt a lot more than the gains feel. So I try to mitigate the portfolio volatility so that our emotional state and also our portfolio returns are more even and they're more predictable. That is true regarding Tastyworks. It's true regarding spreads. Yeah, it's really easy to scale up this strategy. I have some students who have millions of dollars and they do extremely well. Yeah, the education course is 12 lessons and it's sent one lesson per day. And you'll write down your unanswered questions, and then at the end of the course, you will email me your unanswered questions, and I'll make a custom video for you that answers your questions as they pertain to clarification of items found within the education course. I try to do my best to be very responsive. Yep, the course is made for beginners through advanced traders. Yeah, a lot of my content has been about health, both mental health and changing people's expectations, because I feel like a lot of people are addicted to money and they incur unnecessary stress in order to make unnecessary sacrifices. So I've shifted a lot of my content focus towards health, both physical and mental. Yeah, that is true. I've gotten a lot of suggestions about having a different tier of pricing. So for people who have smaller accounts and they could spend less and also receive a lower amount of alerts. The issue with that is it would pretty much double my work. And I just simply am one person. I just don't have the capacity to do that. So I do apologize. The $349 a month for the alerts is what I found to be a happy medium where people who have $15,000 can make a little bit of money, and those who have less can also take the alerts for 1 to 2 months and then incorporate my trading style into their own and then trade on their own. So I will definitely look into having a different tier, but at this moment, I just simply don't have enough time and I don't have the capacity to have dual services. I would highly recommend that you guys sign up using Russell's affiliate link simply because I believe that Russell's a really good person and he dedicated a month of his time to take the alerts and to write this review for you. He put in a lot of work. He made a video as well. He went through the reviews. He taught himself options trading, which, as he mentioned in this review, is something that he didn't have a lot of experience before. I definitely highly respect him because when people are used to a certain trading style and it's working for them, then they have a tendency to not want to spend the time to learn something else. So I have a lot of respect for Russell, and I hope that you click his link and that you join my service by using his affiliate link, because by doing that, you're showing your support for other people to expand their horizons, to learn new trading methodology. And I really enjoy my relationship with Russell. I've learned a lot from him. I think he's a good person. So please, I encourage you to click his link, visit his website, and consume his content as well. Thank you very much. And this is David Jaffee doing a review of Russell's review. So I guess it's my reaction to Russell's review, and I hope you have a great day.